I think it's to do with money.
Could have been.
I mean, they didn't know you were
Yeah.
so I think it's to do with
That sounds smooth.
what you can.
What's that?
From their angle, get what you can.
Yeah.
It's bad business, right?
Well, they
Someone's
went out of business in the end.
There we go.
What we got? All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. High and low. Four. Indicators. Wow. Brake lights. Yeah.
Brake lights and done indicators.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. That's it. That's MOT-able, mate. Yeah, yeah. Well, let's get back safely first. Rear brakes. Weak. Right, well done. I'm sure he gave me some rear brake shoes. Sure he did.
What, for this?
Yeah. He said just in case, but maybe, I mean, I can tighten it.
Maybe you've got them.
Huh?
Maybe you have.
Yeah, he gave me. I've got what he gave me at home. I'm sure he gave me new shoes. So I've had lots of people around today, so I've not done as much filming as I wanted to, but I've dropped the oil on this. I've degreased and cleaned the chain. Degreased it taken a bit of rust off. I've oil changed. I've polished. I've cleaned. I've not waxed because it's a bit warm. The wax won't sit on there very well. But a good clean. Of course, I painted the exhaust. It looks so much better. Well worth doing. And then I've adjusted the rear brake. That was non-existent when I rode the bike. Now it's good. Front brake's good anyway. And I think I'm going to get it up and advertised for a quick sale now at 800 with the 3 months left on the MOT. So if it happens to be here next week, I'll go and get an MOT on it for a year and up the price a little bit, just the MOT price probably. But I guess at the moment I'm able to turn 400 into 800, and I'm probably spending with the fan hire and the oil and stuff 100. So see, 500 can make me 300 profit ish. Thinking about it, 800's too low anyway. I'll probably put it up for 1,000, and because that way if it hasn't sold by next week and I throw the MOT on it, it's still worth 1,000 with the year's MOT. I think it'll go up for 1,000. By the way, it runs beautifully. It runs and rides so well. There's nothing wrong with it. I'd be very happy selling it as it is. Well, that is exactly what I'm going to be doing actually. There's nothing I would change at this stage, nothing at all. Thanks for watching. I know this hasn't been much of a project, but sometimes that's what's needed at the garage. Just a quick polish and oil change and a spark plug clean and, you know, so on. Test, adjust, grease, and move on. And that is what we do here. And remember, you know, for someone else to do this work or for a garage to do this work, we're talking about hundreds. You know, oil changes and the services and adjustments and all that. It's not cheap anymore. So yeah, thanks for watching. Let me know what you think. I think it's nice. I think Ivan was here a minute ago and he said he'd prefer straighter bars, but these are really comfortable. Everything's smooth, clutch is smooth, brakes smooth, throttle is lovely now. It was so stiff before, look, lovely now. So it feels like a different bike. I'm very pleased. That's it, I'm wrapping up for this weekend. Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel. I'm gonna go and get an MOT for this bike, but before I do so, I'm gonna check on a couple of things. Check the oil level because we renewed it. Check all the lights, the horn. I've just checked the shocks. Just make sure everything's working, because I'm telling you, the only time things go wrong on bikes is seconds before MOT. I was just checking there that there was fuel in it, and not relying on the fuel gauge, because you just never know with fuel gauges, do you? They could be bad. I haven't really shown you guys the end results of the quick clean, but you can see how much cleaner the exhaust looks. Huge difference. And a bit of gloss on the hanger just protects it. It just takes away a bit of rust. Right, that's it. I'm off to MOT. That was a much smoother ride than I expected. I really expected it to kind of hobble and squeak and shake its way here. It's very smooth. It's very smooth. It's got plenty power. I feel like one of the brakes is possibly binding a touch. There's kind of a bind after a certain amount of driving. So I'll get the front brake. I did the rear last week. I'll get the front brake off and get the piston cleaned. And then other than that, I'll be shocked if that's it. I mean, it should pass. It seems a great running bike, very smooth, very gentle. All that needed was some lubrication, some adjustment, and some love. It just needed the little bits done that make a huge difference. It felt like crap when I first got that bike. Throttle was stiff, clutch was stiff. Some lubrication, some adjustment, some new oil. It is smooth as anything. So very happy with the way it rides. Later, if I get the MOT, I'll get it back. I'll clean the front brakes. I've got some brand new brake pads at home for it if needed. Annoyingly, the speedo cable. It needed a speedo cable, which I did know about. I completely forgot. I could have ordered it this week. So it hasn't got a speedo drive. I might have one in the garage. I've got some spares. Otherwise, I'll probably advertise it without for a bit less, maybe $9.50 without. I'll probably order it anyway, so that if it hasn't sold by, say, Tuesday, that actually I'll just throw it on in the evening, and we'll have a nice speedo drive as well. So let's get a year's MOT on it. Let's get it advertised. Let's clean the front brake, pistons up, and get it on its way. So quite funny actually. After me saying how smooth it was, he said it's really creaky. And he said do all the brakes. So I actually have all the brakes. I've got front brake pads, I've got rear brake blocks, I've got it all, so it's worth me doing. Now there is a squeak down the front. Let me get the tripod so that I can show you. Now it's not linked to the suspension. It might appear like it is, but it's not. It's linked to something else. Probably the caliper. Probably the caliper or something down here. But look, so when I bounce it, listen. Yeah, no issues. Now once you add the brake, so not a suspension issue, something to do with the brakes. And you know what? I'm going down there anyway, so I may as well get it all off, get it all cleaned, and put new pads on. May as well get that done, silly not to. Rear shoes. Now what I found on the ride home, I tried riding rear brake only because I thought the front brake was binding slightly. And then I tried riding front brake only, and actually the rear brake is binding, okay? The rear brake is binding, so not the whole time. At times, he said he felt it needed new cush drives because it was slumping into gear. I think what's happening is the rear brake is binding, and then it is appearing to slump into gear. But it's not really slumping into gear, it's because the rear brake's binding and then it's unhooking. So I've got new rear shoes, I'm going to do it. I'm going to give the bike 20 minutes to cool down. I hate working on hot bikes because the exhaust gets you and everywhere gets you, and even brake discs can be very hot. So 15-20 minutes to cool down, and then I'm going to look at doing the brakes. I'm going to go and get the pads right now. But we actually have a year's MOT, and yeah, it's a nice bike. I'll try and address some of the creaking down here, but I'm not that fast. It does not feel unsafe. They did not think it was unsafe. It doesn't feel unsafe, it doesn't feel dangerous. It feels a bit annoying because it has a creak in the front, and hopefully the brake change stuff will get rid of that.